Hello and welcome to the Remembering. I'm your host, Matthew. And I'll be here today with Chase Binnie. How you doing, Chase?
Great. Excellent.
Okay, so today is July 26th, 2013. And before we start, I just want to mention that opening music was from a YouTube channel called Soul Blueprint, and there's some really great sound healing material on YouTube. So if you go over to YouTube and search up Soul Blueprint, there's some really great material. So, Chase, today is July 26th, which is also the day we synchronize the solar and galactic cycles.
That's right. We're talking about the 13 moon calendar, which is a solar and galactic calendar. I'm not sure exactly who remembered it, but it was well known in the form of two different calendars that the Mayans used and the calendar of Thoth in ancient Egypt, which both started their calendar on July 26th.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's kind of like our solar cycle is coming into correlation with the star of Sirius, the Sirius star. So it's like we're shifting from the old paradigm of mechanical time and cycles of organizing human life that are inorganic in nature and do not flow with the natural cycles of the cosmos. And what we're actually doing today is we're actually synchronizing with the harmonic time-space matrix. We're moving into cosmic time, which is super exciting.
Says the day out of time, celebration of peace through culture observed globally.
Yeah, I think if you go to www.lawoftime.com, you can get a lot more information about this event. It's a big deal in the sense that I think we now have the opportunity to kind of connect into nature's flow and start actually living our lives in more synchronistic ways. So kind of instead of going by the basic 24-hour cycle, we can start using our daily routines, our state of being, the way we interact with the world in a completely new way. And I think this is going to kind of like revolutionize how much we get done in a day. Relationships, I feel like things are just going to start flowing together. I know the last few days I've been feeling definitely some kind of deepening, some kind of portal opening. I don't really know how to explain the way I'm feeling. How about you, Chase?
Today felt different. It was so much lighter, and I just I didn't have much specific things to do, but I was just going and enjoying where I was going. It was like taking pleasure, a walk for pleasure instead of like a walk to get somewhere.
Yeah, I've totally been feeling just like the most basic things are so much more magical. I think that's a good word to use. That just, it's like I'm not worrying about Oh, is the stream breaking up? Is that what someone said? Can you hear me, Chase?
Every now and then it sounds like you have a hiccup.
Oh, it's a little choppy, eh?
Pretty clear for me, though.
Okay, I'm just gonna... Okay, I just moved, so it should be okay. But yeah, I've been feeling just like the most basic, mundane routines, or that can seem mundane, usually, or that used to for me. It's like I'm looking at them and I'm approaching my daily routine in a completely new way, or it just feels refreshed. You know what I mean?
It reminds me of that old quote. It's a Zen quote that says something like, before enlightenment, chop wood. After enlightenment, chop wood. You're doing the same thing, but it's just enjoyable, and you're not striving for something like, it's already magical.
It's like you don't have to do, it's like I don't have to do anything, but just my state of being and how I'm, how I'm living, how I'm feeling. I think it really comes down to feeling, because I feel like for me, even the last few days, it's almost like I've never given myself enough playtime, just like kind of being silly.
Mm. Going to the playground and playing in the ball pit.
Yeah, I'm not so much worried or caught up in the things I used to be caught up in. It's like you look at fear and you see things happening all over the world, and this happening over there and whatever. And it's just, I feel like I'm starting to come to this realization, and I know others are as well, that you can't help, you're not improving the situation by feeling bad about it, by letting it suck energy, and that we can own our energy and just kind of maintain our high vibration, our state of being, just good about ourselves, and then taking action from that feel good place. That's Chase.
Yeah, I'm here. It's so synchronistic. Last night I just felt compelled to, like, but I said, like, I'm giving up fixing the world and fixing things. I won't be and like, it just means I'm not gonna have this idea running in my head as if the world is broken and I need to carry this burden on my shoulders.
That's exactly it. That's exactly what I'm trying to say too.
It seems simple enough, but the fear came up like, oh shoot, am I abandoning someone? Am I going to be like guilty of neglecting stuff? But then I thought, joyful self by pretending like I got to carry a burden. Does anyone really ask me in life?
I think that's a really good point, because I know when I used to think that I wanted to help situation or come to action, or hear a calling, feel like there's a cause that is worthy of my attention, or something that makes me feel like I want to help out. I think a lot of people, that comes with kind of grief or a feeling kind of hopelessness, but I'm just going to try the best I can. And I think that's to bring your state of being, your energy of positivity and of life and of love and of gratitude, just those basic things of living well, of feeling good, and bringing that feel-good feeling into causes or into anything that happens in your day. And as long as you are feeling good about it and you're feeling in joy, then it's more about that energy kind of just doing its work. And you just kind of, it's like more effortless, you know?
Mhm. I've played the role on the other side where, like, I go to my mother with a problem, and then she gets all worried and tries to fix it. So she's in the fix the world. I don't know how to say it. She's in the fix the world kind of mentality, and fixing it by worrying about it. And I'm like, no, I don't need you to worry about it. She goes, I'm your mother. I am supposed to worry about you. I'm like, I don't know if that's true. Like, your worry isn't helping me, and it's not helping you because you're stressed.
Yeah, I think that's such a good point.
So why would I expect my worry and my stress to help anyone?
That's really true, and I think that's kind of an aha moment when you kind of come to the point that you don't need to, you can empathize with someone. It's, you know, feel their empathy and feel compassion for the situation, but you don't need to go into like a downward spiral of worry or anxiety about whatever it is, because that's really walking in the other direction. That's fear. That's working in the fog, and that's the illusion. And to go through that is to just kind of feel your feelings fully. And you know, as I said last time, that good quote that I love: "Fear is a signpost to freedom." And when you're feeling that fearful or that worriness, that's just really trying to tell you something or point out a part of yourself that you haven't taken a look at. But I know what you mean, because my mom's also in that worrisome phase, or that's her way of going about problem solving or moving forward as she sees it. But I guess I've just been trying to, I guess, not even talk about my problems, or not even, just not see the drama in the moment, and just kind of see it from like a higher perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Funny thing about that same problem. I was sick, and I went to my mom and I'm kind of complaining about it. But then I told my friend the same story, and instead of worrying, he just said, it's in your head. And I was like, oh, wow, maybe it is. Like, maybe I'm like creating this illness with my thoughts. So like the way that he actually helped me more, and he had zero worry. He actually had a little bit of like an impersonal, like, fuck up. It's in your head. It's your own creation. Deal with it.
I love those moments when someone just kind of like totally points to something that you haven't taken a look at, and it's just like, oh right, like this is my responsibility, like that I can just take responsibility for this and then just let it go and move on, instead of, it's like we perpetuate problems, or we create their own problems for ourselves.
Yep.
Now, do you know anything about this Star of David alignment on July 29th? Or if someone wants to call in and speak about this is pretty cool. That all the planets are coming to alignment to create this Star of David, which is supposed to be some prophecy happening in the heavens. But I do know that it's kind of opening up a portal, or there's just light energies coming in that we can interact with.
Are we waiting for the astrologer to call in?
I don't know. Like, what do you think about? What do you think about this alignment?
Oh, I've only seen blog posts about it. What it looks like is when you have that astrology chart, which is the circle, and it's divided into, it's divided into all the signs, the star signs, like Aries, Taurus, Gemini, all those. The planets are like aligning into the exact shape of the Star of David, or the star tetrahedron. And all the astrologers on the blogs are going crazy on it because it doesn't happen often, and it's very magical.
Yeah, I guess it makes a Merkaba star, which is in sacred geometry the six-pointed star. So this configuration, I know it kind of means like the light body of the human and our divinity, and kind of aligning man with the higher self, or with soul. So that's really exciting. I think a lot of people are going to be disillusioned, or feel something that they've never felt before, or I think that would be really cool if that was to happen. It's cool with these star portals opening, these gateways, that we really don't need to do much or worry about much, because the energy is coming in, and we can just basically set the intention, put the intention out, ask to receive this intelligent life energy, this love that's just kind of flowing in, and we can just choose to absorb that and integrate that energy. Have you felt these energies coming in, or have you felt something different with just like your field this week?
Well, as soon as we start talking about it, I could feel this like warm, fuzzy thing in my heart. Maybe it is my heart that's the warm, fuzzy thing. But yeah, this way of like tuning into these frequencies, it's almost like a paradoxical action, because it's like you stopped the action and you just be here. It's like you turn to silence, and then you can hear what's already here. So it's the opposite of like, if I were to bang on a drum, I'm going to have to like swing my arm. But if you want to hear these subtle frequencies, it's like you have to stop banging drums.
Yes, I love that. I've spent so much of this week just kind of daydreaming and just being with myself, and just like taking a moment to feel about life, just to feel good about being here, and just small things that I never used to do, just like my yard, just like having a yard, and the trees outside and the open space, and just feeling so grateful to share and be part of this earth creation. I just think that these are just like magical times. And also, the contrast is really interesting for me. Well, for me at least, when I'm spending time alone or in meditation. And then today I went to the grocery store, and I was just so chilled out at home and just so enjoying life and just feeling so good and relaxed. And then I went to the grocery store, and I still kept that feeling of feeling good and relaxed, but the grocery store kind of felt like this strange environment with all of these packages, and everything was like inside the box and all these aisles, and the contrast of the controlled attachment feeling that I felt when I was in the grocery store compared to just being outside, relaxed in nature. That contrast was very sharp for me today. Or it's just like I was picking up on subtleties that I don't normally pick up on. Chase, I've been chatting a lot. I want to hear about you and your experiences, because no one really wants to hear about this.
Everyone wants to hear about grocery stores, right? Grocery stores, they're great places to practice.
Okay, Chase. Let's talk about mainstream media. I want to talk about the mainstream media a bit, because today I went on to CNN.com. I don't usually watch the news these days because it always makes me feel so sad. Just does not make me feel very good. So today I went on CNN.com, and I was just like looking at the, breaking news and all of these stories that we're speaking about, and everything looks very the problems that I see just look very constructed, and there's not much solution. There's no solutions that I'm seeing, or any conversation with the public and hearing from what people are actually feeling about these situations. It all just seems very sensationalistic. Do you feel me on that, Chase?
Yeah. Finding problems in every little thing. I imagine somebody in nature, and I've seen this before, people go out and they go to these beautiful places, they go to the Grand Canyon, and then they're like, wow, it's so beautiful. Wish I had my camera. It's like, what? Just enjoy what's here. Or they look at it and go, oh, it's a beautiful Grand Canyon, but sucks that the water dried up. We got problems. You can really, it's all perception, so you can see good and bad in anything. You're talking about the news.
Yeah, and I think that was a really good point that you just made. You said about people wanting to take a picture of the situation or save the moment. I've really been noticing that as well. Just people in public, or just kind of watching others in my environment. Everyone's kind of tweeting, or they're on their phones, or they're trying to document the moment or appear on a grander virtual stage, maybe that would be the way of putting it, or just they're kind of not enjoying the moment and feeling the moment because they need to put it into their memory bank, I guess. And I've really been seeing that disconnect between what's really going on, the reality of it, just being in the present and feeling the moment and letting it unfold organically, compared to needing to shape the moment and shove it into a pretty box so then I can share it and hold on to it. You know what I mean when I'm saying that?
Yeah. I've had the opportunity to hang out with my good friend Ned, and when we have conversations or when we're going around doing things, like one of us might just close our eyes and like start to meditate, like in the middle of the conversation. It's not like all right, goodbye, I'm gonna go meditate. It's like there's a lot going on right here, and we might talk about things and our words open up different thought forms and perceptions, but there's a lot of energy, and so like it's not like I go up and I knock on his forehead and be like, hey, come back.
Yeah,
because I do the same thing. Like I'll just close my eyes and I'll like put my hand on my heart and I'll just feel the energy, what's here, and I don't really know how to explain it. There's no really words, and that's why it's fun, because it's like a new language, the language of energy.
I really resonate with that. I've also been feeling lately that sometimes it's easier to communicate, or it's more fulfilling to share the moment with someone and just kind of be with them together, just kind of, feeling, still feeling connected and still feel like you are sharing the moment with them, but there's not so many words to speak to the feeling or the atmosphere and the mood that's taking place. It's like almost I kind of drift out in my own little world and just kind of feeling and doing my own thing, and I kind of let the other person do that as well. So as we can kind of both hang in our bubbles or our own our own energy, just kind of being together and sharing that moment is enough, and it's a new way of spending time. I think
you hit it exactly. My friend called me last week, and she was kind of depressed or kind of having a down day. And the first thing I thought of, I asked her, do you have any friends around you that you can spend time alone without talking? Like, do you have friends you can hang out with without talking? Just people you can be around, and there's not like a pressure to keep the ball up, like to juggle the hot potato of this like social hot potato. It's kind of a cool idea. One of the easiest ways to do that, me and my friends used to do an art and craft night, and like we would all just get together, and then we'd put some music on and like just draw. Like we weren't really talking to each other, but it was nice to like be with people in this energy that's not anxious, social anxiety. And so that's why I think kids love to be sick when they're young in kindergarten. They love to be sick and go to the nurse's office because they can just chill and there's pressure. I used to like get sick, tell my mom that I'm sick so that I could just be at home. No pressure.
Yeah, I used to do that as well. It's funny when we do that as kids. We just kind of want to get away, from the world and go to a place that we know with just like our bed and getting tucked in. Oh, that's a really good way to explain how I've been feeling lately. Like I'm always just tucked in or something, walking around. I feel like I'm just kind of getting a big embrace from my universal mom and dad or something like that. That I just kind of feel comfy and like it's all good, you know? It's like I'm always taking a sick day, except I'm not lying in bed with chicken soup. But also, I liked what you were saying about drawing or having a creative night or an arts and crafts night with your friends. Because I remember when I used to hang out with kind of big groups of people or friends, and all we'd really do is, you know, maybe listen to music, or we'd watch a movie or something like that. But it was always very inactive. It was kind of like a passive time spent together. And now I just feel like it's like this influx of creative energy or of just feelings of inspiration to just like, why don't we change things around? Why don't we try something new? You know, what it's like I'm getting to know people on a deeper level or a more authentic level because I'm not afraid to just interact in different ways. You know what I mean, there, Chase?
Yeah. I think a lot of people are, especially young people, like trying different ways of interacting.
And also, I found this week as well that I'm getting a new, I don't know if you've experienced this as well, but I'm getting a new awareness of my chakras, the energy centers in my body. It's like I'm sitting down, I'm paying more attention to where the energy is like sitting with me, or, you know, am I sitting fully in my chair? Am I feeling kind of grounded here? Am I feeling safe? Am I feeling comfortable? And am I feeling sturdy? And I've kind of noticed that I'm a little more daydream up in my head, and that my energy really needs to be brought down to reality and grounded into life, because I'm a little, you know how you get a little kind of these big ideas or wanting to connect with higher consciousness, and it's easy to get your feet off the ground quickly.
Do you dance?
Yes, I dance so much. That's like one of my favorite methods to ground. Do you dance, Chase?
Yeah, I like to start out the day with some dancing movement.
What kind of dancing do you do?
It's usually just kind of like qigong, bouncing around.
Bouncing?
Have you tried qigong?
Could you explain it? I'd like to.
You take qigong, which is this. You kind of like your knees are flexible. They're not locked. You bounce your arms around. Wrists are loose. You're just letting, like, as if you're like a tree shaking off all the old leaves, and then you also start to feel like the sturdiness of like being grounded and having the tree trunk sturdy.
I like that. So you're kind of like pushing
like,
your roots into the ground and feeling like really connected to the ground, and then swinging your arms like the branches of a tree swaying, kind of?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I've also been drinking so much water lately. I don't know if it's because energies are making me feel like I need to be hydrated. But have you been drinking a ton of water? I've noticed that my parents that never drink water are also reaching for some water.
Yeah, water too. Like, if you got enough water in you, you'll be hydrated. But like, I think an important thing is just having water flowing. Like all the time, having this water flowing to the body. Just like in nature, you see the cycles of like evaporation, clouds, rain. You got rivers, and they're just continuously flowing.
I actually sometimes during the day, I take some time out to do creative visualization where I actually kind of visualize the river and take some time. I sit on a pillow and I visualize the river or the wind or something like that, and I try to feel that experience in my being and like feel the river kind of flowing through me. And I've experienced some release of some blocked energy and other just kind of discomfort in my body. Do you ever do that, like during meditations? Do you use healing meditations, or what have you been using, if anything?
You were sitting by the river?
I wasn't sitting by the river, but I visualized the river as the river was flowing through me. But I have been going to the beach. I'm on the coast here on the East Coast, so the ocean is incredible.
Yeah, just I'll go and put my feet in the river, or I'll go dip in the water. There's plenty of lakes around here, and it's like to experience more than just my human body, but kind of like when I dip into the lake, I lay on my back in the water, then the water around me becomes part of my body, and these like fish come up to me. So it's like the fish kind of freaked me out, but
yeah, I think people underestimate the strength of spending time in nature, or just connecting with the outdoors, or just getting away from the hustle and bustle of the city, or even of just inside our own homes. I think Chase just fell out of this conversation. I'm going to see if I can add him back. But does anyone else want to call in and give some advice on ways to handle these new energies and these new frequencies? Because I'd really love to hear some tools that you are using to integrate these energies. How about you, Chase?
And this is what is transforming everything, because now that we've got
Okay. Am I now? Can you guys hear me? I think we fell off there for a moment. Chase, are you back there?
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Okay. Amazing. I thought we could talk actually about the dynamics of ascension, or I wanted to share how I see this. So when I visualize ascension, or everything we're talking about, ascension is such a loaded word. I just mean...
I can hear...
Sorry, Chase?
Do you hear that too?
You can hear. I think we're going to have to hire a tech guy. Okay, so Chase. On ascension, this is how I visualize it. It's like there are these higher frequencies of us, or just coming in from all directions, from every nook and cranny of the universe. And our consciousness is tapping into these higher frequencies, and our energetic intelligence is integrating these frequencies into our being and grounding them. We're anchoring them into the planetary body and the grid system here. So it's like we're extensions of the planet, or I've really been feeling that really connection with this third rock from the sun. Do you know what I mean?
At the moment, I was distracted because I was trying to work with some other sounds that were going on.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think
Can you hear me?
I think someone wants to share. So let's get 215. Let's get them on here and see what they have to say. Hello, 215.
Hello, my name is Lori. I'm in Pennsylvania.
Hi, Lori. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing very well. What do you have to share tonight?
Well, I'm just, I've always had an interest in dimensions. This is my first time hearing your show. And just, I just kind of, wanted to call just so that I could feel more connected to the people that I'm listening to. But, it's just really interesting reading your page and hearing the different things that you discussed during your program. And so I pretty much just wanted to thank you for taking the time to share your knowledge with the listening public.
Oh, well, thank you so much for calling in, Lori. I hope you keep listening. There's also some other really great shows on the 5D Media Network. There's a website. So I don't know if you've heard about those, but there's another website, and you can kind of read about the other shows and the topics that they're speaking about, and I'm sure something else will resonate with you as well.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to continue listening to your program.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great night, okay?
You too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
So, Chase, we're coming down at 13 minutes left. What would you like to speak about, Chase? Is there anything else? I feel like I am running out of great information. These are big topics.
Mm-hmm.
Chase, what would you like to speak about?
Dang, now you put me on the spot. I'm kind of topsy-turvy from that glitch and the crystal bowls and the sounds that were going on.
I know the crystal ball sounds. That's what we talk about, because I actually think sound healing, the power of sound and vibration, just listening to those beats. I know for me, my meditation and my connection with the divine, or with a higher power, with my higher self, is so amplified when I tap into those sounds. When I listen to sound healing, I always wear really good quality headphones, so it kind of, the sound is balanced in the center of your brain. So when you do that, it kind of like hits your pineal gland, and it stimulates those frequencies, and it kind of connects your energy system to connect right in with the music. Have you had experienced sound healing, or do you just kind of do it yourself?
I've been to a few circles where a sound healer uses these quartz crystal bowls, and she has several of them. They're arranged around her, and everybody's laying down on yoga mats, like, throughout the room. And what she does is like, starts to ring these different bowls, which have different frequencies, and they just are like she creates this energy field, and it's really intense. It's like it's really intense and soothing, but so powerful at the same time. So sometimes I've gotten like, whoa, now I'm really tired, I'm laying down, and there's something big happening, like, deep inside of me on this vibrational level.
Yeah.
Other times I'm more aware of what's going on, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. She's laying the groundwork, and now I can, like, feel around and do some dream geometry.
I know what you mean about the sound healing and that powerfulness, but also effortlessness almost. It's like something is working on you, or you're working with something, and you know it's this powerful force of kind of light energy, or this force of love, this feeling just kind of working through you. And you think that it would be hard work to kind of hold all of this energy inside you. But for me, I feel like when I get through the resistance to it and the tension that I feel, then it just starts to kind of just soothe every cell in my body, and I don't get tired, after I sit with it for a while, because it's kind of a shock to your system at first, eh?
Yeah.
Let's take this caller, 480.
Hello?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Who am I speaking with tonight?
This is Damien. I'm in Arizona right now, physically.
Cool, Damien. So what did you want to talk about tonight?
I actually just called in a couple of minutes back, and I had chimed in. I don't know what that little button is on my phone, but I can basically listen to you guys in some sort of non-interaction state, and I heard you guys talking about grounding yourself and doing things with the water, and basically just becoming one, or feeling the complete oneness of your intellectual and spiritual and physical bodies all aligning with whatever that energy is you were just recently talking about. And I have to say that I hadn't felt any of those extreme synchronous moments with my nature and with the physical beings that are around me as much as I have in the last, over basically since 2013 started, since I was like a much younger child, like when I was 12, and everything that I would say or talk about or bring up with my friends or my brother would come right into fruition within a moment, like literally within that day or the next day. And it was like a 10-year gap where some pause just occurred, and I picked up all these experiences, and I met with a whole bunch of different types of selves and became so able to pick up different perspectives in each of those experiences that when I hear any of you guys talking on these shows, which I listen to pretty much every time there's a new show, I'll catch it within the next day, I feel so overwhelmed, like how a lot of people have been feeling for the last month or the last week or the last day, just recently, how everybody's catching up to this feeling. I felt those tears and those synchronous moments so true, as if it was something I was trying to prove to my own self through the experiences over those last 10 or 12 years, so that when I got to now and when I see people who are also going through similar things, I can completely relate to it. And it's so nice to hear you guys talking about that and getting the word out to everybody, because I reference the foreclosure and the spiritual opening of contracts, or I guess conclusion, completion, whatever. I've been referencing this for so many years, and I'm only 24, so it's just really nice to hear other people finally talking about these things from all ages, and all of this different information being introduced is so nice. I'm so grateful to you guys.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean, Chase is only 23, right, Chase?
Yep.
He's 23,
yeah,
and
so
I'm 20, and it's funny how time is changing, and all of this kind of truth and this knowledge is coming out so quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really have anything, I don't think, new to bring up. I feel you guys in every second. I expect and anticipate a lot of things that are probably going to come in with the next days or the next week. Who knows, it could be tomorrow. It seems that the more I clear my body out and cleanse my body of really any food except water and energy, I seem to be able to become very acute with what you guys are doing and what we as a whole, because we're all just one self, are attempting to reach, whether it's in dream state or awake state. So it's really exciting, and I'm thankful for you guys.
Well, thank you so much for calling in, and
of course,
I know I send much love and blessings in your experience, and it's really exciting. Keep watching the shows, because I feel like some big things are going to come into fruition in the next little while.
Yes, most certainly. Blessings indeed. I'm going to mute out.
Damien, you're awesome.
You guys
all right, talk to you
awesome
later, Darius.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so we have a few other callers. How about we get 604? 604 in? How you doing?
Hey, Matthew, it's Karen.
It's Karen? That's who we're speaking with?
Yeah. Hey, Matthew, you know me.
Oh, Karen. Oh, good. Our friend Karen is calling in. How are you doing,
Exactly.
Karen?
A blast. I'm sitting here. It's beautiful in Vancouver. I just think all you guys, including David, who just called in, are amazing. And just wanted to call in, and say you guys are cool. I think it's awesome that you guys are moving into all this stuff at your young age. And I had a question for you guys, and I wondered, what would you say to, or what do you say to your parents, other people in say the more middle ages? Do you explain what's going on with you, or what would you say if you had one thing that you could say to people that are, say, the generation older than you or the generation of your parents? What would you say?
Chase, you want to take this one?
Hey, Chase, take it.
Hey. A lot of my
parents about that?
a lot of it just doesn't make sense to them. So I don't dump a lot of information on them if I don't feel it's relevant. Other times, like if they catch me doing work on like questioning my thoughts and doing like Byron Katie's worksheets on changing your beliefs, or if they catch me like doing those kind of practices, I don't know, it's not like they can catch me. I'm guilty of it, but like they're like, "What are you doing?" Like, I'm like questioning my beliefs. I'm reprogramming. I'm like reprogramming my DNA. They're like,
what are they saying?
I love
it doesn't
when
make
my
much
parents.
sense to them. It doesn't make much sense to them, but I explain it. I just say, well, I'm working to be able to love you more.
Aw, how sweet. How can they not love that?
That's what all of that work is devoted to, is being able to love myself and love others. And they understand that.
Yeah, that would be their part,
DNA,
even if their brains don't get it.
They know about loving each other.
Yeah.
I like it when you try to just communicate on the feeling level, just of the compassion. That always, for me, especially if I'm going to say anything, if I'm going to communicate, then coming from that heart-centered place is always the best choice.
I agree. That's an international, universal language. Yeah.
Karen, thank you so much for calling in and helping us out here. We're coming to the end. There's only 20 seconds left. But we'll be back next week. And check out Karen, expandingtimes.com. I know she has a pretty cool website coming along that I'm going to help out with. So, Chase, thank you so much again.
Thank you. Thank everybody that's listening. This is awesome.
You guys are awesome.